Namaste, lovely lights. We are here to bliss out yoga style. Have you pondered yoga? Have you thought about it but thought, yoga's not for me. I'm not flexible. It's for foo-foos, lalas. Do you have a judgment on yoga? It's time to let go of that and open your heart a little bit and try something new, because I used to be like that. I used to be into CrossFit and boxing, high intensity workouts, low intensity workouts, and I found yoga, or yoga found me. So we're gonna just be open and willing to try new things. So here in this moment, let's open our hearts to try something new and connect our mind and our body to our soul. Namaste. Nicely for yourself. And we just put this under our booty, or you can grab a pillow. Just put a pillow under your butt, just to give you a slight little tilt in your pelvis. This is Sukhasana, the easy pose, the seated pose. This pose is a great way to start a practice. You've seen monks do it, I'm sure, sitting in this seated position, maybe holding their mudras. This is the way to hold your finger to create energy, creating a circle with your pointer and your thumb, and then leaving space for energy to flow. This is more going to be accepting energy, and more kind of holding energy is going to be palms facing palms. What you don't see is people meditating like this, because that's what we naturally do. We're at the computer all day, hunched over, we're on our phones, driving in our cars. Yoga is a time to just become conscious of our body by rolling back our shoulders, feeling what it feels like in our spine, and engaging our legs. We're going to begin by connecting with Om, which is the primordial sound of the universe. It's the sound of our soul. And let you know that you're not alone. You always are interconnected in this web of life. So we're going to breathe deeply into our navel 3 times. And exhale, drop your jaw. We're bringing our awareness to our breath, into our lower belly. Dropping our jaw. Letting go into the belly. Letting go. We're going to connect now to our heart space, breathing into our heart center, Anahata. Letting go. And this is the spiritual heart. This is opening that heart center, our center that connects us with love and the ability to heal, that source of life, the life force, and connecting with our breath. On the next exhale, we're going to drop our jaw, elongate our spine, roll our shoulders back, sink into your seat, wiggle around if you need to get those last minute wiggles out, roll up your jaw. And Om, it's just O-M, and however long you can project it, or however not long, just breathe in and let it flow. We call these rolling Oms. Just let your voice carry like a wave coming up and down. Inhale. Let go, release yourself from judgment. Inhale deeply into the heart center. Exhale, melt down. Let go, inhale deeply to that heart space. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. We're going to begin by just rocking from hip to hip, swaying and becoming in tune with our spine, and feeling what our shoulders feel like our neck feels like, feeling what it feels like to be here. Hands back to heart center. On the next exhale, we're going to plant our soles of our feet facing into the earth, twisting to the side. As we twist to the side, we're going to bring our opposing shoulder away from us, planting it into the earth, lifting up through the spine, elongating through the crown, and breathing deeply as you rotate your head in the opposite direction or find a soft gaze down. Really tune into your hip. I still am on my prop and it feels good. If your back thigh is lifting up, just bring your awareness back down and try your best not to sit on your back, hind feet. You can rest your feet in a little nest them in each other's arches. Take 3 deep inhales into the abdomen. And just let your exhale fall away deeply. Let your exhale fall away. Inhale deeply to the abdomen. Exhale, fall away. Beautiful. Back to neutral. Let's put our feet back facing the earth and round our neck around in a circle. Imagine that you're making little baby circles with your nose. And then you're making medium circles. And you're moving that spine all around, feeling it. Oh, it feels so good. And do what feels good. If it feels good to stay small, stay small. And go all the way huge, like a giant spiral. We're spiraling out. Now we're going to spiral back in and around from big to small. You can use your nose to carve out that line. Still tuning in. I felt myself drop to our shoulders. Another breath. Bring you back to center. Shake it out. Feet to the opposite direction. We already did that side, silly banana. To the opposite direction. Nesting the feet in the little arches. Powering up through the spine, finding a nice soft twist. Rotating the opposite shoulder blade. Drawing the shoulders down. Elongating the spine. Feeling the gentle expansion of the side rib and the compression of this rib. Breathe deeply, 3 deep breaths into that side rib. And feel yourself melt down and let go. Breathe deeply to that side side. Let go. Beautiful work. Let's roll back to the center. Finding the butterfly pose. Feet kissing feet. Feeling a freeing movement. Rotating the shoulders back. Rotating the shoulders forward. Feeling what it feels like in your spine. Really stretching out those knees right there. Not being aware not to press down on the knees, but right here grabbing just by those ankle bones. Nice, soft, little flapping motion. We're going to elongate the opposite foot, hugging one foot up to the chest, finding another side twist. Rotating around just how we did in that first pose. Drawing that shoulder away, you can post up on your fingertips or flatten your palms down to the earth. Finding that space that feels good because you don't want to go so deep that you're hurting your spine. This is a nice gentle twist to your spine. Finding that happy edge. Feeling what feels good right there. That feels beautiful. And drawing that shoulder away. Whenever you feel yourself compressing up, just become aware. One thing that is so amazing that I love about yoga that brought me to yoga, opposite side. So opposite leg out, hugging in the opposite side, is that yoga is very accepting. Opposite our feet, opposite shoulder away, stretching up. Being in yoga, it's a practice, and know that it's not a perfect. It's yoga practice, and we're just inching our way up. We don't have to do all the perfect yoga goddess tree poses, all of the insane things that you've seen on media. Just allow yourself to be, and know that you are accepted by yoga. Yoga accepts you because yoga is about you and connecting to yourself. We're going to softly roll our spine back. So we're on our booty, and we're going to just kind of do some rolling. So we're tuning into our spine, and we're compressing, we're opening and compressing and arching and rolling and doing what feels good. Breathe deeply. The best thing of yoga is it's about what feels good for you. So if any of these movements don't feel that great for you, you can modify and do what feels good for you. We're going to gently roll back onto our back. Imagine there was a string of pearls and you're letting them lengthen onto your mat. We're going to let go and stretch our body. Elongate those arms, pull your shoulders down away from your ears, stretching your toes, lengthening. Breathe a nice soft inhale and a nice deep exhale, a raise chakra breath. Do 3 of these. A nice gentle inhale and an exhale. And feel free to gaze up at the ceiling. You don't have to be staring at the screen. You can also close your eyes and go inward. On the next inhale, we're going to hug both of our knees up into our chest, interlacing the fingers. We're going to just softly massage our lower back by moving our hips from side to side. Do what feels good here. This is just a nice free, compressing, extending the spine, feel that gentle stretch in that lower spinal area. On the next inhale, we're going to tuck our chin or our forehead into our chest and hold. Pointing those toes up to the ceiling. Stay here for one gentle breath. Exhale, melt back into your mat. 2 more of those. Inhale deeply. Bring that chin or tuck that forehead in. Tucking that tail up to the ceiling. Toes, creating energy space between. Exhale, melt your shoulders back down. Inhale up to the ceiling.
Mom, now this rocket ship might look like it.
Releasing both legs back down to the earth. Bringing one knee up to your chest and hugging it in. You're doing that same compression. We're going to breathe in love. Exhale, love. Breathing in love. Exhaling love. And with each movement, really feel the engagement of your core in your lower back. And allow that opposite leg to gently move back down to the earth. Bringing your opposite knee up to your chest. Tucking and hugging that knee and that chin up to your chest. Pointing those toes for both feet. Powering up, imagining that there was an invisible wall. Exhale. And you're grounding through the invisible wall. Inhale deeply, peace. Exhale, peace. Hi, Brooklyn. Do you want to join me? Inhale, peace. Exhale, peace. This is Jude Lucky. Do you want to come join us?
That's what you never
You can come by me. Plant your heels into the earth. And a good way for me to tune into my body is checking my arms and releasing them to my heels. That might not be exact for you, but you don't want to go too far forward. It's going to hurt your hips, and too far in is going to. So just find that happy space. Checking in with the alignment of your hips over your knees. Pressing up, powering up with your glutes. Raising your hips up to the ceiling. Pressing higher and higher up to the ceiling. This is the lovely bridge pose. These are all of my children. All these little stick nuggets are home from school with strep throat. So, holding up in this pose, some deep expansive belly breaths.
a rocket ship.
And releasing your butt back down to the earth, finding a little free movement. Wiggling out your spine a little bit. Maybe doing like a gentle wave with your spine, a little baby bend up and down. On the next inhale, power up into your bridge.
What are you doing?
Finding that strength, using your hips to guide your way as you power up and squeeze those glutes. Power down through the palms of your hand. Elongating the spine, shining your heart around the room.
Guys,
Breathe deeply, peace into your heart.
Yeah.
Exhale, peace to your surroundings. I'm going to inhale patience. Exhale, patience. And lower your body down slowly and softly. On the next inhale, we're going to bend at the knee at a 90-degree angle and raising our heel to the ceiling. We're going to press up through that hind leg. Same way, powering up with both hips equally. Really feeling the stretch on the opposite leg that's pointed up to the ceiling. If it feels good, point straight up, powering those thighs up as high as you can go. And if it feels better, you can kind of come back down and plant for a moment onto your fist underneath of your butt. And draw that navel in, that spine into your navel, powering up to the ceiling. Breathing strength into your body. Strength. 3 deep breaths. Using that core, powering up through the shoulders, powering up through the sole of the foot. Exhale, gently draw your navel back down, engaging your core. Bending the opposite knee into a 90-degree angle and resting it back down on the earth. Maybe shake out your legs a little bit. Give yourself a little windshield wipe here. Hey, brothers. Brothers! The brothers are really loud brothers, of course. Find a free movement, windshield wiping back and forth. Grounding, rooting back down, finding that stance of your feet. Bending the opposite knee straight up, 90 degrees, and straight up to the ceiling. Powering up through the glutes and the core, engaging, drawing your shoulders and your elbows in together, pushing up, powering up. Inhale deeply into the heart space. Find your inner strength. Find your inner calm. Sit down. Not right now, it's not what it takes. Oh, good. Show me how your body works for this pillow. You're sitting here. Powering up, feeling the strength. And if you're feeling it, push higher up through your hips. And if you need to, you can post back down on those fists, or if you have your blanket, you can also roll your blanket under your spine to give yourself a little bit of a helping hand. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Power down on that core, melt back down, sink back down. Bend the opposite leg down. Give yourself a little gratitude. Thank you, body. Wiggle your legs out. Shake your core out. Beautiful, beautiful work here. Stretching down, allowing your body to just feel what it feels like. We're going to Navasana, the half boat pose. We're going to power up through our core as we plant. We're going to plant our hands on our side, lift through the feet and the core, powering up, lifting up through your core, powering up. And if you're shaking, it's okay. I'm shaking. Shaking is good. Opening up, feeling the strength from your body, from your lower back, pressing down to the earth. Gently come back down, rest. Take a nice deep inhale. You're doing hard work. Shaking is good. Just breathe through the shaking. Powering up through the core, lifting up those lower legs, lifting up the shoulder, bringing that chin down to your chest. Exhaling, holding, creating space between your toes and your fingers. Inhale deeply. Beautiful work. Exhale down. Good job. Hard work, huh? You're doing amazing. Okay, now we're going to plant our feet up. We're going to pivot onto our hip, roll over, and you can just do a nice roll and tucking the opposite shoulder underneath of your body and rolling onto your tummy. We're going to find a baby cobra. So with the baby cobra, you can power up through the tips of your toes, or you can root down to the top of your feet, squeezing those shoulders, the elbows in together, pressing up, exhaling, feeling the nice rounding in the spine. You can do a nice gentle baby cobra, or if your body's ready, you can kind of do a few rocks up and down, getting your body just situated. Now you can power up into a nice strong cobra, leading up, bending, powering up through those. We're not even holding onto our hind feet, we're powering up through our lower back and through our abdomen. Squeezing up, powering up, raising, gently releasing back down to the earth. Giving yourself a little wiggle room, if that's what you need. Wiggle down to the mat, so chin or forehead down. Hands underneath, palms facing the earth. And this one can get kind of tricky. So feel where your hips are and feel where it feels comfortable. And if you need to, like me, I have kind of a little bonier hips. So the blanket feels good. So we're going to put our palms underneath for shallow or locust pose. Powering down, using the strength from that lower back, lifting with that lower back and really feeling what it feels like to elevate, to fly through our hind legs, powering up through the toes, creating space. 3 deep breaths into the back legs, allowing your backside of your heart to shine. Breathe deeply, exhale gently. Good job, beautiful work here. We're going to plant our toes up and come back onto a nice neutral spine tabletop. Finding this nice neutral tabletop. Coming into a devotional or a child's pose. Releasing your hands forward, wiggling down for a deeper stretch, allowing your body to sink down. And just be down here and sink down here into this moment. Rolling your forehead from side to side, activating that third eye, your intuitive center, that part of you that knows exactly everything that you need to know, but all of our other thoughts get caught up in the way. Come all the way forward, squeezing those arms together into a little gentle cobra. And we're coming down using the power from our palms. I know this can be kind of tricky. Coming back up. So we're just going to do like a nice wave. So it's going to be heart, ribs, tummy. Powering up, squeezing those shoulder blades in. And so you can begin back and squeezing forward, diving at your nose with your forehead, powering through your shoulders, using the strength of the core, powering up into a cobra, and coming back to the devotional. One more pose. Beautiful job. This is a lot of strength.
Mom, the cough drop in the trash. They didn't ask you.
Open the hand thing.
Yeah, but too much sugar before we start. I'm not really good. Don't have a cough drop.
Go. Let's do some lion's breath. My children are driving me crazy.
Mom said you have to. No.
Lion's breath. You inhale into your heart center. You let go of your tongue and melt down and roll your eyes into your forehead. Yoga when you're feeling annoyed at your children. Breathe in deeply. Okay, now children are upstairs. Dhanurasana. So we're coming back down to tabletop. We're going to allow our body just to melt down, climb down. Maybe like a little gentle sway, sway, sway. So Dhanurasana, there's a few different modifications. If you're a beginner, you can just begin by having your hands by your side, chin or head touching the earth. And a gentler pose is just bringing and powering up through the palms and through the soles of your feet and really engaging that strength in your back, really feeling that back strength and that booty strength. So this is a nice one of beginners, and if this feels good, you can just stay here. Or if you're feeling a little bit stronger, you can inhale, grab for the same side ankle, opposite ankle, powering up through your core, checking into the alignment of your spine and your head, powering up through your legs and exhaling as far as feels comfortable, drawing those legs and squeezing those hips together. And it's called a bow pose, so you can roll and really feel that intestinal massage on all of your tummy and all that good stuff, and feeling that stretch. Exhale deeply. Allow your knees to slowly lower, and your shoulders to lower, and your head to lower, and your legs to lower. I'm going to do one more of those, and if it feels good to just come up and stay here and keep a nice static. Static is just a movement that stays. Or concentric is going to be a movable action. We're going to grab the hind legs, power up, engaging the core, engaging the back, moving the shoulders away from the ears, inhaling, raising off of the earth, raising the feet, squeezing together, checking into our shoulders, rolling. It feels so good. I'm going to be a lion. Lion's breath. That feels so amazing. Ah, raising down. Good job. That felt so good. You can just lay here if you want. Wiggle your butt around. Smile inside. Put our hands, palms, straight up. We're going to power up through our arms and come back up to tabletop. Wiggling your tail a little bit. Crawling back up if you have a blanket in the middle. You can fold your mat like this. And you can fold your mat over your mat, and you can use this part of your mat on your knees. I'm feeling some nice props in my knees. And so the Utstrasana, the camel pose, is one of my favorite poses. And I know people have different conflicting views on the camel pose, but I love the camel pose. So we're going to begin with some modifications. So knees aligned over hips, and power up and tune into the alignment of your heels, of your knees and your hips, and where your spine is in your body. And you can gently place your hands, imagine like you have a back pocket, or if you have a back pocket, or in that lower, in the sacral part of your spine. Your spine, maybe roll your neck a little bit here, a little to the right, a little no, a lot of yes, a little no. Your body might be saying no, no, and then you're saying, yeah, this is what we're doing. Moving that around. So rolling those shoulders back, and you can stay here and really feel an arch on the spine. And if you're feeling like you want to go to the next level, power up through the glutes, power up through the core as you raise an arm all the way back. And you can just feel what feels comfortable. If it feels comfortable to touch the backs of your calves, you can stay here. Still engaging that core, really powering through the core. And then moving back to the heels if that feels good. All the way back, you're not having it right now. Powering down, allowing those ears to stretch away from the shoulders, powering through the spine, tuning into the feet, and just being here. Keeping a soft bend to the elbows. You never want hyperextension, that will hurt our body. So we're keeping soft. Good job, Jean. Can I see it? Beautiful work. Powering, squeezing those hips together. Tuning into the hips. A lot of the times we have a tendency to fall and drop down. Powering those hips out. Imagine that there was a wall here, and our job is to push our hips into the wall. Staying here as long as feels good. I'm going to take 5 heart opening breaths here. If you have a nice rounded your spine, continue to roll your head back. That feels good. On the 5th inhale, we're going to power up through the core, power up through the back, the lower back, come back up. We're going to gently allow our shoulders to come up, melt down. And we're going to find a nice neutral spine. That feels so good. And I'm going to find a few cow cats to kind of help neutralize my spine. A few cow cats before we take a child's pose, devotional pose. You roll your mat back out. Really release that spine. I'm going to go, let's power up into a downward facing dog. Really, let's find a balancing effect on that. Oh, yeah. Now, if you want, you can really arch your spine and rotate, pushing up through your tippity toes. That feels so good. My spine is nice and warm and raring to go. You can gently drop from your downward facing dog. And don't think of all of the videos you've seen on downward facing dogs and people having their foot flat on the earth and their butt pitched high in the earth. Do what feels good, but keep in alignment with your body. And we're going to gently melt our knees back down to the mat, letting our spine slowly follow. Rolling our shoulders, finding some soft cow cats. I'm going to roll my pelvis to what feels good. It's important to tune in to what feels good. Rolling down, feeling the sensations. We're going to sit back on our heels. Put our hands over our heart center. We're going to breathe love into our heart space. Exhale love. I'm seeing all these fluttery white sensations. Here, just allow yourself to feel the energy that is surrounding you, all of the work that your body has done. And that energy, you might not be in tune to that, but the energy, it's just those feelings that you conjure up in your body, that feeling of being blissed out, relaxed, finding your zen, your chi, the power inside of you. The next inhale, we're going to inhale peace. We're going to gently hinge at our hips, come forward into our final poses. Our devotional child's pose, really melting those hips down to the side, hinging at those hips, powering the arms forward, and melting your heart down into the earth. If it feels good to have your arms extended above you, keep them there, or let them stay by your side. As you're down here in your child's pose, melt down into the moment. Allow yourself to feel and just be here. Breathe deeply through the back side of your hearts. Take 3 root chakra breaths. A gentle inhale and an extended exhale. Gentle inhale. Melt down and let it go. One of the quotes I read this morning was from Deepak Chopra from the Course in Miracles. Is every moment in life there is a chance to see a grievance or a miracle. What do you choose? Do you choose to feel or see the grievance, or do you choose to feel or see the miracle in life? From this devotional pose, we're going to gently come back up, feel what it feels like, and kind of roll back onto our booties. If you have a pillow or a blanket, this would be a great time. If you're on your side, you can just gently walk your side body down. Use your arm to guide you all the way down into Savasana. This is the pose of surrender. Letting go. Allowing yourself to melt down into the moment. And feel the sensations in your body. Allowing yourself to just simply be. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you for showing up for yourself. Take the next 3 minutes to just surrender to what is. I love you so, so much.